Welcome back to another video from the Debate Room podcast. We're coming to you live. We're not live. Shortly after the Celtics and Mavericks game one of the NBA Finals, a blowout. Can't say I'm too surprised, honestly. I do have the Celtics winning the series, and I did think that it would be some games they dominated. Um, Basically, what I saw on the court was everything that I predicted in my analysis of this series. You guys can see it on TikTok, or you can go watch our NBA Finals prediction video, and it all came true. I'll get into that actually later. But Max, I want to know your thoughts on Game One first. Before I get into my little spiel. What are your thoughts on Game One and in retrospect to what you actually predicted in your analysis on the series? What do you think?
Um,
I know you are
as a
arguing with
whole,
Jaden.
yeah, sorry. As a whole, Dallas could not hit shots. Um, Dallas couldn't do anything offensively besides Luka Doncic. No one was shooting well from three, obviously. Um, Boston, it was more than just hitting shots. Because obviously some guys were pretty inefficient. Derek White wasn't, I don't think. Um, Jalen Brown wasn't super efficient, and neither was Tatum. But it's just I don't know. Like offensively, they're just on running on anything. We're making great defensive stops. It really was pretty simple. I don't think it was that crazy. We knew. I don't know. Like everyone thought Porzingis would be that good game one. Just as far as like the injury, you got to kind of feel it out. But he was shooting the ball so well tonight. Um, it's just like I mean, kind of what we expected. I don't think the series is over by any means. I still think that Dallas can get a game or two. I think Boston's still going to win. Obviously, it's not changing. But yeah, it's Luca hooping was big. I think him getting his buckets, but no one else helping him. I really don't think Dallas can expect to win that game. They kind of crawled back and then just got blown out again. As far as kind of the runs were kind of crazy. Whatever Dallas was almost down 30, then cut it back down to like 8 or 6, and then was down like 30 again. So consistency is key. They got a lot of young guys who have not been in the spot before. My big thing is just Tatum did not play well. Like he's supposed to be this top five people have him top five, and he shoots 6 for 16 in a finals game. 10 rebounds, fine. 5 assists, cool. Um, it's just like I don't know. Can't have that. So again, that's why he's not my top five. Um, you just have other superstars who take that advantage. And when you're up 20, you score whatever. You are the reason you're up 20. It just didn't seem like that tonight. So I don't know.
Much of my analysis coming into this series was that the Mavericks, defensively, weren't going to be able to match up with the Celtics. We saw that a lot tonight. The game started off pretty fast. Both teams were playing with pace, and then I think the Mavericks just couldn't keep up with that pace. They weren't able to actually slow the Celtics down, and that really plays into the Celtics' favor because if they're able to get into their set defense, then they have the wings and they have the pick to match up with Dallas. What I saw tonight was they just relentlessly attacked the rim and then kicked it off with shooters. They didn't start the game off hitting the three well at all, but then they got hot in that first quarter, went up by 17. Kristaps Porzingis was amazing tonight at defending the rim, creating mismatches, attacking the glass. He did everything perfectly tonight, hitting tough shots in the mid-range area. He was outstanding tonight after missing the entire month of basketball. But again, just coming into the series, I just knew they were not going to be able to match up with them. Dallas is a great team defense, and they can exploit matchups to make the series closer by forcing you into your weaknesses. But the Celtics just don't have that many weaknesses on offense. They have five players that can again attack mismatches, create mismatches, shoot the three, and drive to the paint as well. So even though the Celtics weren't hitting their shots, I don't think that the Mavs are particularly playing great defense because they were getting open shots. They just weren't hitting them. Tatum wasn't great tonight at all, but what he did do great was defend the rim. His versatility as a defender, his ability to guard the ball and guard big man as well, allowed them to switch nearly every screen. They play a lot of one-on-one basketball, and that allowed obviously Luka to go off. Now he didn't have his best game, but he had 30 points, and I think that's gonna be their game plan. Let Luka go off. He's gonna go off. You're not gonna be able to stop him, but try to limit the others. And the others outside of Luka tonight were pretty bad offensively. Kyrie shot 6 for 19. Derek Lively and Down Gafford, I think, had 8 points. They took away their lob dunks. They took away their free points. They took away their corner threes. They took away all of that by just giving Luka one-on-one matchups and letting him beat them. Now they obviously still sent help and that type of stuff, but for the most part, it was just one-on-one. And they have the defenders in Jaylen Brown and Derek White and Drew Holiday, where Luka's going to probably still score on them like he did tonight, but they can still make it tough with how strong and how physical they are on the perimeter. Um, from Dallas, they still sent strong side help um, to force the Celtics to the middle of the court, and they were just able to capitalize by getting downhill, making the defense rotate. A lot of the stuff I just saw, like I thought it was gonna happen in this series, happened in game one. I genuinely don't know how um, the Mavericks pivot from this. They did go to zone at times in this game, and the Celtics were able to shoot them out of it. And also, Derek Lively got in foul trouble by just Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum attacking the basket. That's going to be a theme in this series. So coming in, I didn't have many ways for the Mavericks to actually win this series outside of Luka and Kyrie going ballistic. They still have a chance to do that in the next 3-4 games of the series. But I don't know if they're going to be able to. Drew Holiday is one of the best defenders in NBA. He made it extremely, extremely tough for Kyrie. Was on his hip the entire game. Kristaps Porzingis limited everything at the rim. Al Horford played well in space tonight, and he played well guarding the rim. He even knocked down some threes. This Celtics team is just too talented, bro. I said this coming in. They're just too talented. It was
It's
nothing the Mavericks gonna be able to do, even with Luka and Kyrie.
it's unfortunate to me, that, like, again, more power to Boston, I guess, but it's just unfair, like, the fact that your number 1 and number 2 guys let me make sure I'm on the right point, um, and again, like, Dallas did not shoot well, right? They had open looks, they had turnovers, don't get me wrong, but they had open looks, they just couldn't put them down, um, when your top 2 guys shoot a combined, 13 for 28, um 38 points, like, not a great night, but you have so many people who could just pick up everything else. Sam Hauser going 2 for 2 from 3. Obviously, Porzingis coming off the bench with 20. It's just not fair. It's the fact that, like, when they played in 2022 in the finals, and Tatum couldn't have an off game because who's gonna pick up the slack for him? You have so many guys to pick up the slack now. Just so many different forms of offense. So many people can actually get a bucket, defend the rim, defend the perimeter. Yeah, it's just so many people can actually hoop on this team. So the pressure's taken off Tatum and Brown because you just have other people who can go hoop for you when they're not having a good night. So again, I think again it's cool, whatever can happen, but like I don't want to hear these crazy conversations about Tatum if he averages 20 points in the finals and wins. So
I mean, that's going to be the narrative for some people, but I think it's the overlapping narrative the Celtics is. I really don't. I too much don't care for how because I already knew who the best player on this court is. It's obviously Luka. He showed up tonight despite his teammates not showing up. Like that's not going to be the conversation for me. This is a great Celtics team. This is never ever like a one man army, and it was never going to be that. To be honest, I knew Tatum could probably. I mean, I'm not saying he plays subpar tonight because again, his defense was amazing.
but
And for the most part,
the shooting aspect is
I
what
mean
gets me. The efficiency aspect.
that's one aspect of the game.
But I'm
For the
just
most
saying,
part,
like, that's one I don't think you see another sorry, I just don't think you see another, like, top 10 player shooting that inefficiently and, like, getting away with it.
I mean, duh, because he don't, have, they don't not all top 10 players have this team. So I mean,
I'm saying media-wise. I don't think anything's gonna be said because they won and it's fine and it's great. I don't think anyone's gonna touch on the fact that he went 6 for 16.
not many top 10 players can be as productive while having a bad shooting night. Not many of them can because not none of them are elite defensively like as far as versatility. Like Tatum is one of the most elite stars as far as defensively. Like he can literally basically go all 5 positions. We saw that tonight. Um, and he's a great rebounder, and at times he can be a good playmaker. So tonight the playmaking wasn't up to par, but again, the impact he has on the game is just it far exceeds scoring. So that's why he's able to get away with these bad shooting nights. Also, again, he gets slack on Twitter and the media all the time, actually. So I'm not here to defend Tatum, but I'm not going to just harp on that. I never thought he was no top 5, top 7 player in the NBA. That's not him for me. He's a like a back half of the top 10 player for me. And to be honest, unless he like balled out in his finals, that wasn't going to change for me. So I think he can have games like this, and he can have another game or two like this, and they still win because of the greatness around him. So I don't know. For me, that was not a point. Like, I mean, obviously that matters, and people are going to talk about that, but it shouldn't be the overlying thing of this game. It should be the Boston Celtics dominance. Kristaps Porzingis coming back from a month-long injury and dropping 22 points or 20 points off the bench in his first finals game ever. I think Luka has one of the highest scoring finals debuts in NBA history as well, dropping 30 points a night. So that's just the overlying things for me, to be honest. Do I think the series is over? I never thought that was Mavericks winning before the series happened. So I'm not going to act like this was anything surprising. It didn't shock me at all, to be honest. I do think Kyrie can play better, and it's just like how well do we expect PJ Washington and Derrick Jones Jr. to really play? Like, obviously gonna play better at home, knock down more shots at home and stuff like that. But on the road in Game 1 of the NBA Finals with the Celtics fans, you know, they like uh they're hungry for this. They haven't been here in 2 years, and they knew they want revenge for what happened 2 years ago. So I knew it was gonna be a tough environment for them to just come in and play it. So yeah, no, I wasn't really surprised. My take on this, my analysis on this was spot on. I knew that Kristaps Porzingis was gonna be the X factor, and his post game and his ability to take advantage of mismatches was gonna be the difference in this game. I did not think he was gonna be this great rim protecting though, coming off that injury, but he had like 3 or 4 blocks and everything he challenged at the rim, besides like a Maxi Kleber layup, was denied. Jaylen Brown was also great tonight, knocking down threes, knocking down tough shots, attacking the basket. His defense was elite. He played some great defense on Luka at times. He was in the pass lanes. Like, you can ask more from Jaylen Brown tonight. I would say he's probably like Finals MVP at this moment right now, through Game 1. So outside of that, I don't really have much to say. The Mavericks need to make an adjustment. I just don't know. I don't know what adjustment they're going to make, because I think it's more so a personnel issue. They don't have the defenders to stick with Jason Tatum and Kristaps Porzingis and Jaylen Brown. They just don't have it. They're a great team defense. They don't have that one elite defender to shut down your star player type of thing. They're just not going to do that. They're going to do that by team. But because of the Celtics are so great, that's not possible. And that's what I knew coming into the series. So I don't know if you have anything else to say, Max, but that was really my spiel on Game 1.
No, I just yeah, I don't know. I don't. In my opinion, has not changed much on the series. So
You said what?
my opinion does not change much on the series. Like, I'm not saying it's like I expect them to kill him. I didn't. Like, I didn't expect him to be like a whatever 30-point game at times. But yeah, it's kind of what we expected. So
All right. Thank you guys for watching the channel. We have been growing tremendously. We're about to hit 1,200 subscribers, actually. Thank you guys for supporting. Follow our social medias up at the top. And we're going to be back probably with more, with the full cast for episodes and game 2 probably. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we are out.